for the emotionally tired. There's a kind of tired that sleep can't fix, a kind of exhaustion that lives in the heart, not just the bones. It's when you smile all day and cry quietly in the car afterward. When people say, "You're so strong," and you nod, even though you're breaking inside. It's when you carry everyone else's feelings, but feel like no one sees yours. When you keep showing up, even though you don't remember the last time you truly felt alive. This isn't burnout from work. It's burnout from being human in a world that demands too much and gives too little in return. If that's you, you don't need fixing tonight. You don't need motivation. You don't need another list of things to do. You need space. You need rest. You need to be held. That's what this is for. These devotions are not sermons. They're whispers. Soft places to land when the world has been too loud. They're not asking you to try harder. They're here to remind you that you are still deeply loved, even when you feel completely undone. Let every word be a hand on your shoulder, a voice in the dark that says, "You don't have to carry it all tonight. You can fall apart here and still be whole in my arms." When you're tired of pretending to be okay. Devotion 1. The mask you wear. You've worn the mask so long, even you forget what your real face looks like. You say, "I'm fine," so often it's automatic now. But tonight, in this quiet place, you don't have to lie. Not to God, not to yourself. Prayer. God, I don't want to pretend with you. Help me lay the mask down. Let me be fully known and still loved. Devotion 2. The performance. You smile at the store clerk, laugh at a coworker's joke, post something inspiring online. But inside, you're shrinking, and no one knows. Prayer. God, I'm tired of performing for acceptance. Let your presence be the only stage I stand on. Let love, not applause, be enough. Devotion 3. The secret ache. Everyone thinks you're okay because you don't fall apart in front of them. But pain doesn't need an audience to be real. Prayer. Lord, see the ache I've hidden from the world. Sit with me in the parts of my soul that I've never shared. Let your nearness be my comfort. Devotion 4. The weight of strong. You've been the strong one for so long, no one ever asks if you're tired. But even pillars crack. Prayer. God, I don't want to be strong tonight. I just want to be held. Please be my strength when I'm allowed to be soft. Devotion 5. When you're smiling through gritted teeth. There's a difference between joy and obligation to look joyful. You deserve to feel, not just to function. Prayer. God, I give you the fake smile, the exhausted grin. Give me back something real, even if it's just the freedom to not smile at all. Devotion 6. The lonely middle. You're not in crisis, but you're not okay either. You're in that gray space where it feels like no one notices. Prayer. Father, be with me in the middle, where things aren't dramatic, but still deeply hard. Devotion 7. The whisper in the bathroom mirror. Sometimes the only honest moment is the one in the mirror before you wash your face. You look at yourself and think, I'm so tired. Prayer. God, meet me in my reflection. Let me see your gentleness staring back. Let me feel seen by you. Devotion 8. The weight of holding it together. You hold space for everyone, but who holds space for you? God does. Prayer. Lord, I've held others through storms. Tonight, hold me, just for a while. Devotion 9. When you can't explain why you're not okay. You feel empty, or full, or overwhelmed, and you don't even know which. You just know you're not okay. Prayer. God, I don't have the words, but I know you understand. Please sit with me in silence. Devotion 10. Permission to fall apart. You've been so careful to keep everything together, but God is not afraid of mess. Prayer. Father, I give you the shattered pieces, the broken parts, the heavy bits. Don't fix me tonight. Just hold me.
When you've been carrying too much for too long. Devotion 11. The invisible load. You're carrying things no one sees. Expectations, deadlines, guilt, worry. And because you do it quietly, they think you're fine. Prayer. Lord, you see what no one else does. The pressure, the weight, the fatigue. Please carry me tonight. Devotion 12. The long haul. It hasn't just been a bad day. It's been a hard season. Long, relentless, and quiet. No dramatic collapse, just slow erosion. Prayer. God, I don't need fireworks, just grace that doesn't give up. Please stay with me through the long haul. Devotion 13. The quiet resentment. You keep saying yes, you keep helping, you keep showing up, but underneath it all, you're running dry. Prayer. Father, I've given more than I had. Teach me how to love others without losing myself. Devotion 14. The endless to-do list. You cross one thing off, and two more appear. You work from sunrise to bedtime, yet still feel behind. Prayer. Lord, I surrender my unfinished list. Let my value be in who I am, not what I accomplish. Devotion 15. The mental load. You remember everything. What they like, what they need, what they forgot. And it's heavy because no one else carries it with you. Prayer. God, I'm tired of remembering everything. Let me forget just for tonight. Let me rest in your completeness. Devotion 16. The caretaker's fatigue. You hold them when they fall. You catch what they drop. You listen when no one else does. But who holds you? Prayer. Father, I'm weary from holding others. Please hold me now, like I've held them. Devotion 17. When you don't want to burden anyone. You're good at asking, "How are you?" but terrible at answering that question yourself. Because what if you're too much? Prayer. Lord, thank you for being the one who never thinks I'm too much. Let me lay my burden at your feet. Devotion 18. The body that feels it. Your shoulders ache, your jaw clenches, your chest tightens, because the emotional weight has become physical. Prayer. God, my body is tired of what my soul has carried. Please ease the weight inside and out. Devotion 19. When you feel like you can't drop anything, you're juggling everything, and nothing feels optional. But if you keep going like this, you'll lose yourself in the process. Prayer. Father, show me what to release. I don't want to carry what you never asked me to. Devotion 20. The moment you finally let go. You're tired of holding it, tired of hiding it, tired of pretending it's not heavy. So tonight, you exhale and let go. Prayer. God, I release it all to you. Every name, every fear, every responsibility. Carry me as I sleep.
When you feel invisible and unseen, Devotion 21, the silent room. You walk in, and no one notices. You leave, and the room stays the same. It's like you were never there. Prayer. God, even when no one sees me, you do. Let that be enough for tonight. Devotion 22, the background person. You're the helper, the supporter, the reliable one. But sometimes you wonder, when is it your turn to be noticed? Prayer. Lord, I'm tired of being the background. Please remind me you never place me behind the curtain. Devotion 23, the friend who always listens. You ask the questions, you hold their stories, you remember their birthdays, but your inbox stays empty. Your phone doesn't ring back. Prayer. God, thank you for noticing the ways I show up quietly. Hold the parts of me they forget. Devotion 24, the one who wasn't picked. You weren't invited. You weren't chosen. You were the second thought, if a thought at all. Prayer. Father, I know I was your first thought. Let that truth silence the sting of being left out. Devotion 25, the workplace ghost. They smile at others, they praise others, they skip over you. And you start to wonder, do I matter here? Prayer. Lord, remind me my worth isn't found in recognition, but in your design. Devotion 26, the unreturned effort. You reached out. You gave your best. You tried to connect, but it wasn't returned. Prayer. God, when my love goes unseen, let me rest in the knowledge that you treasure every act of kindness. Devotion 27, the forgotten one. They forgot your birthday, your win, your pain, and somehow that hurt more than expected. Prayer. Jesus, you never forget me. Not the small days, not the big hurts. Thank you. Devotion 28, the smile no one looks behind. You smile, and they say, you're doing great. But they never ask what's behind it. They never look closer. Prayer. Lord, you see behind the smile. You know what it costs me. Be near in the places no one asks about. Devotion 29, the crowd without connection. You can be surrounded, yet completely alone. The noise doesn't fill the emptiness. It only makes it louder. Prayer. Father, be my connection in the crowd, my warmth in the room, my real when everything feels fake. Devotion 30, when being seen feels like being loved. There's something sacred about being noticed, really seen. And tonight, that's what your soul craves most. Prayer. God, I don't need applause. I just want to be seen and loved. Thank you for doing both.
When you're overwhelmed by emotions you can't name. Devotion 31, the weight without a label. You don't know what it is. It's not sadness, not fear, not anger, but it sits on your chest just the same. Prayer. God, I don't have a name for what I feel, but you know it anyway. Please meet me in the mystery. Devotion 32, the tear without a reason. You're fine. And then suddenly, you're not. A single tear falls, and you don't even know why. Prayer. Lord, even my unexplainable tears are sacred to you. Catch them, interpret them, heal them. Devotion 33. The mood that shifts without warning. You were okay, then you weren't. And now you're trying to act like you still are, but inside, you feel scattered. Prayer. Father, I'm not stable tonight, but you are. Be the stillness I need when I feel all over the place. Devotion 34. The unnamed ache. It's not a wound, it's not a loss, but something in you hurts, and you can't explain it to anyone. Prayer. God, you're fluent in ache, even the silent kind. Please whisper peace into the space where I hurt but don't understand why. Devotion 35. When you feel too much. It's like all the feelings arrived at once, and none of them made room for each other. And now you're drowning in all of them. Prayer. Lord, sort through the chaos inside me. Hold what I can't hold. Feel with me what I can't carry alone. Devotion 36. When you don't know what triggered it. You're okay one moment, then anxiety or heaviness or panic, but no explanation. Prayer. Father, I don't need to know why to know you are with me. Help me trust that you're still holding me, even in the unknown. Devotion 37. The fog inside. You try to think clearly, to make sense of the moment, but everything feels like fog, and your brain refuses to cooperate. Prayer. God, lift the fog inside. Bring clarity where there is confusion. Bring light where my mind feels dim. Devotion 38. The quiet explosion. You didn't scream. You didn't cry. You didn't fall apart. But something inside cracked quietly. Prayer. Lord, hear the breaking that no one else heard. Heal the fracture in my soul that even I overlooked. Devotion 39. The long-held emotion you can't name. Maybe it started years ago. Maybe it began this morning. But it's grown, and you never learned how to name it. Prayer. Jesus, you were a man of sorrows, so you understand even what I can't explain. Sit with me in this silence. Devotion 40. The relief of being known anyway. Even when you don't know what you're feeling, God knows. Even when you can't pray it, He hears it. Prayer. God, thank you for understanding what I don't. Thank you for loving me, even when I'm confused, even when I'm emotional, even when I can't put it into words.
When you don't feel safe to fall apart. Devotion 41. The pressure to be fine. They ask, "How are you?" And you say, "I'm fine," because you're afraid that if you say anything else, they'll back away. Prayer. Lord, I don't want to pretend anymore, not with you. Let me be fully honest and fully held. Devotion 42. The fear of being too much. You've been told, directly or silently, that your feelings are a lot, so you keep them in, even when they're overflowing. Prayer. God, you never flinch at my fullness, my tears, my truth, my tremble. Thank you for welcoming all of me. Devotion 43. The smile that protects. You wear a smile like armor, because being vulnerable hasn't always been safe, but that smile is getting heavy. Prayer. Father, let this be a place where I can take off my mask and still be loved. Devotion 44. The history that makes you hide. People haven't always responded kindly when you were weak, so now you hide, even when you're hurting. Prayer. Jesus, you were betrayed too. You understand. Let your presence feel safer than any hiding place. Devotion 45. The strong one myth. They call you the strong one, so you carry everything in silence. But strong doesn't mean silent, and broken doesn't mean bad. Prayer. God, let me redefine strength as honesty, not stoicism. Let me be soft without shame. Devotion 46. When you fear falling apart in front of others, you can't cry in front of them. You can't break down, because what if they look at you differently? Prayer. Lord, thank you for being the one who sees my collapse and calls it sacred. Devotion 47. When you've always been the safe place, you're the rock, the steady one, the listener, but even rocks get tired. Prayer. Father, tonight I need to be the one who leans instead of carries. Be my steady for once. Devotion 48. The guilt of breaking down. You cry and feel guilty. You rest and feel lazy. You fall apart and feel ashamed. Why is being human so hard to allow? Prayer. God, remind me that even Jesus wept. Even Jesus withdrew. Even Jesus felt anguish, and he was still holy. Devotion 49. When you're waiting for the right time to break, you tell yourself, I'll fall apart later. Not now, not here. But later never comes, and the pressure builds. Prayer. Lord, make now a safe time, a safe place. Let this very moment be where I let go. Devotion 50. The whisper that says, you're safe. Somewhere inside, you've longed to hear one thing. You don't have to hold it together right now. So tonight, you let go. God, I finally exhale. Not because everything is fixed, but because you're here, and that is enough.
When you're numb but still smiling. Devotion 51. The smile that feels empty. You smiled today. You laughed even. But it didn't feel real. It was automatic, expected. Prayer. God, I smiled today, but it didn't reach my soul. Please bring my feelings back, or sit with me while they're gone. Devotion 52. The numbness that feels safer than pain. You're not sad, not angry, just nothing. And maybe that feels safer than pain. Prayer. Lord, even if I feel nothing, please don't leave. Stay close until my heart wakes up again. Devotion 53. When you forget how to feel. You used to cry easily. Now the tears won't come. Not because you don't want to feel, but because you're too tired to. Prayer. Father, soften what's gone stiff. Let my heart breathe again, even slowly. Devotion 54. The disconnect between outside and inside. People see your face, but not your soul. They hear your voice, but not your silence. Prayer. Jesus, connect my outside with my inside. Let my truth rise gently to the surface, so I can live from a place that's real. Devotion 55. When emptiness feels heavier than pain.
Pain screams, but numbness whispers. And somehow the whisper feels heavier. Prayer. God, I miss feeling close to you. Even apathy can't keep you away. Please fill the hollow places in me. Devotion 56. The rehearsed, I'm okay. You've said it so many times, you can say it in your sleep. But I'm okay is a costume you're too exhausted to remove. Prayer. Lord, hear the truth behind my rehearsed words. You don't need a performance, you want my presence. Devotion 57. When joy feels out of reach, you see beauty, you hear laughter, you want to feel it too. But there's a wall, and you don't know how to climb it. Prayer. Father, hold space for my numbness until joy feels safe again, until I believe I'm allowed to feel it. Devotion 58. The fear of feeling again. What if the feelings return? What if they overwhelm you? So instead, you stay flat, untouched, but also unliving. Prayer. God, I'm afraid of pain, but I don't want to stay frozen. Melt me gently, awaken me carefully. Devotion 59. When nothing feels wrong, but nothing feels right either. Your life looks okay. Your calendar is full. Your responsibilities are met. And yet, nothing feels real. Prayer. Lord, let my life be more than function. I want soul, not just survival. Devotion 60. When you just want to feel something again. Tonight, you whisper what you're afraid to say out loud. I miss me. You miss your own aliveness, your own passion, your own heart. Prayer. Jesus, wake me gently. Bring back color to the gray, emotion to the silence, and soul to the smile.
When the day took more than it gave. Devotion 61. The day that left you empty. You started hopeful. You showed up. You tried. But the day didn't give back. Now you sit in silence, tired, unseen, and drained. Prayer. God, this day took more than it gave. Please fill the hollow it left behind. Devotion 62. The conversations that stung. Words were said today that still echo in your heart. Words that weren't fair, weren't kind, weren't true, but they still hurt. Prayer. Lord, silence the voices that don't reflect you. Let your truth be louder than what they said. Devotion 63. The effort that went unnoticed. You worked, you served, you gave, and no one saw. No one said thank you. Prayer. Father, remind me you noticed. You always do. Let that be enough for tonight. Devotion 64. The mistakes that haunt. You forgot something. You said the wrong thing. You missed the mark. And it follows you home. Prayer. God, I hand you my missteps. Let grace cover where I fell short. Let mercy write the end of today. Devotion 65. The expectations that crushed. Today came with demands, with expectations too high and time too short. You tried, but it still wasn't enough. Prayer. Lord, I release the pressure to perform. Tonight, I'm just your child, not a project. Devotion 66. The energy you don't have anymore. You have nothing left. Not a kind word, not a smile, not a thought. You're poured out, dry. Prayer. Jesus, fill me again, not to keep performing, but just to be human again. Devotion 67. When you weren't yourself, you snapped, you withdrew, you ignored someone you love. It wasn't you, but it was today. Prayer. Father, forgive the version of me who showed up in exhaustion. Restore the softness tomorrow. Devotion 68. When you were the one who gave comfort, not received it. Someone cried today, and you held them, but no one asked how you were. Prayer. Lord, I poured out compassion today. Now pour it back into me. I need it just as much. Devotion 69. The night after the battle. Some days feel like war, not with weapons, but with emotions, people, thoughts. And tonight, you're just grateful to have made it through. Prayer. God, I made it. Not easily, but honestly. Let sleep be my victory song. Devotion 70. The closing of a hard day. You shut off the lights. You close the door. But the weight of the day lingers. Before it becomes tomorrow, you pause and let go. Prayer. Jesus, I hand you this day. Its wins, its wounds, its weariness. Take what's heavy and let me rest in what's holy.
When you feel like you're failing at everything. Devotion 71. The day you couldn't keep up. You had a list, you had good intentions, but everything got away from you. Now you feel like a mess. Prayer. God, I didn't keep up today. But maybe grace was never about performance. Remind me of that now. Devotion 72. The unchecked boxes. You didn't finish the work, didn't respond to the text, didn't return the call. Now the guilt stacks higher than the tasks. Prayer. Lord, I am more than my productivity. Teach me to rest in being, not doing. Devotion 73. The relationship that feels strained. You snapped. You shut down. You failed to love well, and now you carry the shame. Prayer. Jesus, I didn't love like you today, but you still love me like you always have. Please help me repair what I've hurt. Devotion 74. The standard you couldn't reach. You compare yourself to them, to yesterday's you, to impossible goals, and you fall short. Again. Prayer. God, silence the lies of not enough. Let me hear you say, I'm still proud of you. Devotion 75. The job that feels bigger than you. Work is hard, or unclear, or meaningless, and you wonder if you're even built for this. Prayer. Father, show me how to be faithful even when I don't feel fruitful. Let your purpose anchor me. Devotion 76. When you think you're failing spiritually, you didn't pray, didn't read, didn't feel close to God, and now shame whispers you're drifting. Prayer. Lord, thank you that your presence is not earned by routine. You're still near, even now. Devotion 77. When you're tired of messing up, you keep saying you'll do better, keep breaking the same patterns, and tonight you wonder if you'll ever grow. Prayer. God, I'm tired of my own patterns, but I'm not giving up, and I know you're not either. Devotion 78. When you feel like a burden, they haven't said it, but you feel it. Like you're too needy, too broken, too much. Prayer. Jesus, thank you for never treating me like a burden. Let me believe what you say about me, not what shame says. Devotion 79, the fear of being a disappointment. You want to make them proud, but some days you're just surviving, and that doesn't feel like enough. Prayer. God, remind me, you're not disappointed. You're still here, still choosing me. Devotion 80, the truth behind the failure. Maybe you didn't fail. Maybe you were just tired, stretched, alone. Maybe the real truth is you're still standing. Prayer. Lord, thank you for seeing the deeper story. I'm not a failure. I'm a fighter with a soft heart. Let me rest in that tonight.
When you just need someone to say, you're not alone. Devotion 81, the room full of people, but still alone. You're surrounded. The room is noisy, but your heart feels isolated. Like no one knows what it's really like to be you. Prayer. God, I could be in a crowd and still feel unseen. But you are here, and that changes everything. Devotion 82, when no one checks in. You check on everyone. Send texts, remember birthdays, offer help. But no one asks, how are you? Prayer. Lord, tonight I need you to check on me. I need to know you notice even the small silences in my soul. Devotion 83, when you're too tired to reach out. You could call, could text, could say, I need help. But even that feels like too much. Prayer. Jesus, thank you for being the friend who comes close without needing an invitation. Devotion 84, when everyone thinks you're fine. You're the one they rely on, the strong one, the stable one. But strength can be lonely. Prayer. Father, please be the one who sees past my performance. Be the shoulder I rest on. Devotion 85, when you want someone to sit with you. You don't need advice. You don't need a solution. You just need presence. Someone to say, I'm here. Prayer. God, I don't need answers right now. I just need to feel you beside me. Devotion 86, when loneliness feels loud. The quiet isn't peaceful, it's screaming. You scroll, watch, distract, but the ache stays. Prayer. Lord, enter my silence. Sit in the empty space and make it holy. Devotion 87, when you're the one who holds everyone. You're the emotional safe place, the one who holds stories and pain. But you wish, just once, someone would hold you. Prayer. Jesus, tonight, be the one who holds me while I fall apart. No fixing, no performing, just held. Devotion 88, when you wonder if anyone would notice. If you disappeared for a day, would they notice? That thought haunts you. Prayer. God, you'd notice. Even before I left, you'd ask, where's my beloved? Devotion 89, when you just want to be understood. You explain, but they don't get it. You share, but they respond with advice, not empathy. And you shrink a little more. Prayer. Father, thank you for understanding even the words I can't find. Let me rest in that. Devotion 90, when you finally hear, you're not alone. Sometimes all it takes is one whisper, one gentle truth. You're not alone. And your soul starts to breathe again. Prayer. Jesus, thank you for staying near.
for seeing me, for walking with me through the valleys no one else knows.
When you're ready to surrender and sleep in peace. Devotion 91, the sacred exhale. You've been holding your breath, emotionally, spiritually, even physically. Tonight, you finally let it out. Prayer. Lord, I exhale. Let my breath be the sound of surrender. You've got this. You've got me. Devotion 92, the pillow that holds more than your head. You lay down, but so much comes with you. The doubts, the fear, the unfinished things. Let it sink into the mattress. Let it fall into God's hands. Prayer. Jesus, I hand you what won't let me sleep. My body may lie down, but I want my soul to rest too. Devotion 93, the battle between sleep and thoughts. You want to sleep, but your mind has other plans. The replays, the what-ifs, the shame. Let peace be stronger than the loop tonight. Prayer. God, calm the war in my mind. Speak stillness into every anxious spiral. Devotion 94, the permission to rest. You haven't earned no medal, checked no box, impressed no one, but you're still worthy of rest. Prayer. Lord, thank you that rest isn't earned, it's given, and I receive it now. Devotion 95, the surrender of control. You can't fix it tonight, can't finish it, can't control the outcome, and that's okay. Prayer. God, I let go of what I can't fix. Let trust be my blanket. Let grace be my release. Tonight your faith is not in your ability, but in someone who knows the end of the story. Devotion 96, when you just want to be held. You don't need a solution. You don't even need answers. You just want arms that know how to hold you when you're tired. Prayer. Jesus, hold me like only you can. No words, just presence. Devotion 97, when you're ready to stop thinking. The day is done, the lights are low, and your soul whispers, please no more thinking. Prayer. Father, turn down the volume of my mind. Let quiet be holy tonight. Devotion 98, the sound of safe silence. Silence doesn't have to be scary. It can be sacred. Soft, safe. Let this night be filled with that kind of silence. Prayer. God, speak to me in quiet. Let the stillness say, you're okay. I'm here. Devotion 99, the peace that doesn't require understanding. You don't have to know everything, understand everything, solve everything. You just have to sleep in the arms of a God who does. Prayer. Lord, I choose peace over answers, presence over plans. Devotion 100, the final letting go. This is it, the final moment, the letting go, not into nothingness, but into someone. Prayer. Jesus, I surrender, not out of weakness, but out of trust. Be my peace, my rest, my everything. Epilogue. The night you let God hold it all. If you've made it to this point, you've walked through 100 moments of honesty, 100 moments of weakness and hope, 100 little exhalations of your soul. And guess what? You didn't have to fix a thing. You didn't have to prove anything. You didn't even have to feel better. You just had to be here, to sit, to listen, to let the walls come down and hear one whisper louder than the rest. You are safe now. You may still have questions, still have wounds, still have fears waiting for tomorrow, but tonight, you are not carrying them alone. They are no longer your weight to hold. Let the sleep come. Let the stillness settle. Let the healing begin, not with effort, but with surrender. God is not asking you to keep it together. He's offering to hold what's come undone. So close your eyes now. You've done enough. You are enough. You are held. Amen.